Right now, summer-like temperatures, sunshine, and so much to do around town. A beautiful Saturday ahead here in Madison, but a change is on the way. Chris is tracking your farmers market forecast. And painting Madison pink, or should we say more than pink. We're heading out to Willow Island for Komen's annual breast cancer fundraiser. The stories of strength and survival you'll only see on News 3 Now. Plus, we're celebrating what makes the 608 great all weekend long with deals and discounts for food and fun across the Madison area and beyond.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning and happy Saturday. It's already June 8th. I'm Christina Laurie with meteorologist Chris Reese, and wow, the summer months already flying by.
I know, it really is. A lot of the kids getting ready to get out of school. They're looking forward to that. I booked a trip for August that apparently is only 50-something days away, so time is flying. Charleston. I'm going to Charleston, but time is going to be flying around, so enjoy it in the moment, right?
I guess.
Let's start with enjoying the sunrise that is out there right now. This is a sign that it's just going to be a lovely day. That was what was in my head when I first saw this picture. Of course, I wanted to share that with you guys. We're coming off of what was another warm day yesterday. Temperatures made it all the way into the mid-80s for some folks. 86 in Mineral Point. Madison hit 83. La Crosse, as always, the warm spot, did make it towards 90 degrees yesterday. Now today will be a carbon copy of yesterday, likely just a little bit cooler and a tad bit more humid. We'll see those highs right around 81 this time, still above average, and then tonight's lows will be back down into the upper 50s. We're starting out at 55 right now. Winds are calm, and of course those skies definitely clear. Winds also coming out of the east, where there is a little bit of a breeze right off that lake, so you do see some folks such as Waukesha that are in the upper 40s right now. We go through the next 12 hours, these temperatures will gradually warm up into the low 80s once again, along with full sunshine. So for folks headed out towards the farmers market, no worries, get out there and have a fantastic time.
I think that's the best weather we've seen for the market so far this year.
This is the best Saturday we've had pretty much all year. We're not talking about any rain chances right now.
Great, let's fast forward a little bit so we can get out and enjoy it too, right?
I know.
Well, live in the moment, I guess. Well, thank you so much, Chris.
My pleasure.
We'll check back in later. Well, just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight, what started as a porch fire caused quite the scene in Verona. If you live near Locust Drive on the far south side of the city, this is probably why you heard sirens just after 11 o'clock. Units from Verona, Belleville, and Oregon's fire departments all responded to that fire, which spread from the porch to other parts of the house. We're told there is significant damage this morning to the large home, which is in a newer neighborhood in town. Also in Verona, a horse is dead after a crash on County Road PB at Wesner Lane just before 10 o'clock Friday. The Dane County Sheriff's Office tells us this morning no people were injured in that crash, but the horse had to be put down. You can expect some traffic delays if your weekend plans take you along the Beltline. Right now, construction crews are repairing the bridge over Todd Drive, so traffic has been reduced to 2 lanes on the eastbound side of the Beltline from Seminole Highway to Fish Hatch Road. Because of that project, the on-ramp for the eastbound Beltline at Seminole Highway is closed through 6 o'clock Monday morning. The woman involved in a standoff threat that shut down the interstate in Waukesha County earlier this week is now charged. 31-year-old Kaylin Sunday is facing counts of resisting arrest and felony bail jumping. Police say she live-streamed the standoff from Facebook inside her van. It started as a police chase, which came to a halt on the overpass when the van's tires blown out. A man who was also involved later threatened her with a knife. Police shot him multiple times. No charges have been filed against him just yet. He was seriously hurt in that shooting. You will find all Fairlife products back on the shelves at Metcalf's Market this weekend. Earlier this week, they were removed after undercover video shows animals being abused and mistreated at Fair Oak Farms in Indiana. According to a Facebook post, Metcalf says they appreciate the swift response from the farm and believe their plans for evaluation and corrective action will create an environment where animals are treated humanely. Now happening today, it's 608 Day, a time to take advantage of the fun family activities Madison has to offer for a deep discount. From music festivals and wine tasting to ice cream flights and laser tag, everywhere you go this weekend, you'll see things to do and eat for just $6.08 a piece. The day is meant to help people kick off summer locally by celebrating and enjoying what makes Madison and the 608 area a great place to live. If you'd like to get a head start on planning your day, you can find a full list of 608 Day deals up on our website, channel3000.com. And Madison Burger Week also continues today. The annual citywide celebration showcases the best burgers in town and asks the community to choose their favorites. The event is also a fundraiser for the River Food Pantry. Each participating restaurant will donate $100 to the pantry. Budweiser will donate $1 for every beer sold. For more information, go to madburgerweek.com. Now, this is the last day of Bike Week, which means it's also your last chance to take advantage of Madison's B-Cycle's free 30-minute ride promotion. You just need to enter the code 060119, which types out to June 1st, 2019 to make it easy to remember for you, on any bike kiosk to check out a bike. Madison has long been recognized as one of the most bike-friendly cities in the country. More than 5% of the people who live here bike to work. Right now, there are several bike path expansion projects in the works, plus the city is adding Green Street markings to bike lanes. But city leaders still say more needs to be done.
As we grow, we're projected to get 45,000 more jobs between now and 2050, over 100,000 more residents. And we can't really address those transportation needs with motor vehicles. We just don't have any more capacity on our arterials. So we need to switch to other modes, which includes transit, but also includes bike.
For more information on the Bike Week bike rides happening today, go to madisonbikes.org/Bike Week. You can spot a bright new flag at the Capitol when you head down to the farmers market this morning. For the first time in Wisconsin's history, the Rainbow Pride flag has been raised in honor of the LGBTQ community. According to the office of Governor Tony Evers, the flag combats social stigma while sending the message that Wisconsin is inclusive. Onlookers tell News 3 Now seeing the flag raised was history in the making.
It's something we've been waiting for forever. The fact that it took this long is crazy, but the fact that it's here and it's an emotional feeling, happy feeling, sad feeling, but all in all, it's amazing, and I'm glad it finally happened.
The flag will remain up at the Capitol through the end of the month. More local news now. Whether you are in the market for a new home or looking for inspiration for updates on your current one, this weekend is the Madison Area Builders Association's Parade of Homes. 28 houses in 8 neighborhoods will be on display this year at the annual showcase, which starts today and runs for 2 weeks until Sunday the 23rd. Admission is $15 and $5 for seniors. The parade is closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. You can find more information at maba.org. Thousands of breast cancer survivors, fighters, and their supporters are getting dressed in pink this morning for Susan G. Komen's annual More Than Pink Walk. The event, formerly known as the Race for the Cure, starts at 9 o'clock. Komen's changed the name with the idea that if pink equals breast cancer awareness, then more than pink means action. We've been sharing the stories of some of the women touched by cancer and why they walk. You can find those stories and links on how you can donate on our website, channel3000.com.
I think this event is a really great way for our community to come together and honor our breast cancer survivors, those with metastatic breast cancer, honor the people that we've lost.
You can join our own Susan Simon and other women from News 3 Now at this morning's walk. Day of registration and t-shirt pickup starts at 7 a.m., followed by the opening ceremony and walk, which again start at 9 a.m. It's still not too late to register. You can do so by heading over to our website. We will have live reports from Willow Island ahead in our 8 o'clock hour. Now, if your kids have been begging you for that family pet, now may be the perfect time to finally give in. In honor of Adopt a Cat Month, the Dane County Humane Society is offering reduced adoption fees, but you'll have to act quickly. Today and tomorrow, adult cats are $10. Young adult cats are 30 and kittens are 75. You can adopt a cat from the Humane Society's main shelter over on Vogues Road. Now, fresh off his stop in Madison, Paul McCartney is taking his Freshen Up tour up north. He's performing in front of 50,000 fans at Lambeau Field tonight. In honor of his visit, a street in Green Bay is being temporarily renamed in honor of the former Beatle. Downtown Green Bay Incorporated changed it to Abbey Road ahead of his concert. If you're heading to that performance, note there is no opening act, just the 76-year-old performer and his 4-piece backup band. And get ready to sing a lot. McCartney performs 40 songs over the course of 3 hours. New this morning, when Brandon Woodruff starts, the Milwaukee Brewers win. Well, that's a lesson we all learned as the Brew Crew blew past the Pirates 10-4 Friday night. It was a much-needed win after the team got outscored 24-3 in a 3-game series against the Marlins. Ryan Braun hit his first homer since May 14th in the 6th inning. That's his 10th of the season, making this the 12th season he's reached double digits in homers. So he's now tied with Hall of Famer Robin Yount for the most in team history. Woodruff is now 8-1 on the season and matched a career high last night. 10 strikeouts, just 1 walk. The two teams play again this afternoon, first pitch at 3:10. At Warner Park, the Madison Mallards are now 10-1 after a 3-run walk-off homer against the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders last night. Final score 10-7. The series against the Spiders continues again tonight. First pitch at 6:05, and as part of 608 Day, you can get tickets for just $6.08. Can't beat that. Well, the time now 5:11. A summery Saturday ahead for us here in the Madison area, but the sunshine likely won't last all weekend long. You're taking a live look outside this morning. When will the storms roll in? Chris is timing out those chances next on News 3 Now This Morning Saturday.
Yesterday proved to be an absolutely beautiful day and a very warm day. Today, likely to do it all over again. Let's go ahead and start out with what yesterday's highs made it up to. 83 here in Madison. Janesville made it to 84. Then you work your way towards the western half of the state. That's where temperatures were a bit warmer. Platteville also at 84, but then 88 as you work your way towards Black River Falls. La Crosse making it towards 90. And today, I would not be surprised if some of these same spots do that all over again. But we're starting out with a beautiful sunrise, folks. This is how you know it is going to be an absolutely lovely day. 55 degrees right now in Madison. Winds are calm at the airport, but where those winds are blowing, they're coming kind of out of the east, right off the lake. So Waukesha at 48 degrees right now, just a little bit cooler. Sheboygan at 49, but we still see those temperatures mainly in the 40s and 50s. For all of us here in south central Wisconsin, and there is not a lot of cloud cover, if any, over the state right now. Again, high pressure and control, keeping that sunshine around for us going through today. We may see some clouds starting to join the party later on this afternoon. Here's the overall setup. What we're watching is the system that you see to our north and west. That's going to bring a little bit of a cold front our direction, along with the potential for some rain chances moving later on tonight and into Sunday. So enjoy the rest of this afternoon. We're going to see those highs topping out likely into the low 80s. Pay attention. You see the cloud cover coming in from the south and west. We're going to watch just how far that cloud cover can get later on. I think the rain chances begin to arrive mainly overnight and into the early morning hours of Sunday. It's not going to be a washout, though. Notice it's very splotchy. The cold front comes in Sunday night into Monday. That sweeps a lot of that on out of here at this point. From there, we'll have another rain chance Tuesday into Wednesday, but then more dry weather as we move towards next weekend as well. So the overall week ahead that we're looking at will be a very pleasant week. Temperatures will come down below average just a little bit before rebounding once again as that sunshine takes over. So, folks, overall, we're looking at a fairly amazing forecast out there. It's rather quiet. We have a few rain chances, but for the most part, things are going to be very dry and very mild as we go through the week ahead.
I think you really summed it up, Chris. Amazing.
Yes, that's the word. Pick word for the forecast.
Finally, after this unamazing winter. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Well, just in time for all of this amazing weather, all of the city's 13 beaches are open, but some are still on the mend. They're recovering from last August's historic flooding. The Madison Parks Division says Marshall, Tenney, Olbrich, and B.B. Clark were among the hardest hit. The Parks Division is currently applying for a FEMA grant that will use federal, state, and city money to make repairs, which are expected to cost in the thousands of dollars. Well, the time now is 5:18, now showing and streaming from man's best friend in animated form to the dark side of technology. There is something for everyone debuting this week, and it doesn't have to be new to be good. Will's in next with 3 things to watch. It's just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday. Welcome back. Topping this morning's entertainment news, some old dogs are back with new tricks in this weekend's newest movie release. The Secret Life of Pets 2 is now showing, with Max and the gang back on the big screen. The animated feature is about the joys and challenges of being a pet owner and a parent. The plot this time revolves around Max and his big, dumb, furball pal Duke, who's voiced by Eric Stonestreet, a Modern Family, having to share their cramped New York City apartment with a new pint-sized roommate, a baby. The whole film is less than 90 minutes long, rated PG, so it's perfect for the whole family. New next week on Netflix, another musical legend is being honored in film form. Rolling Thunder Review, a Bob Dylan story by Martin Scorsese, will start streaming Wednesday, June 12th. It's part documentary, part concert film, as Scorsese tells the story of Dylan's 1975 tour of America. What's neat is that it uses restored footage and Dylan's first interview in a decade to capture both an icon and a country in transition. It's been a big week for both Netflix and Hulu, with new seasons of some of their most popular shows now streaming. Here are Will Loper's picks in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
Newly streaming on Netflix this week is the 5th season of Black Mirror.
I don't have many friends. Rachel, you look incredible.
The series continues to examine ways technology affects our lives and stars Anthony Mackie, Miley Cyrus, and more.
Everywhere you look, people are hooked on the things.
All 3 episodes of Black Mirror Season 5 are streaming on Netflix now. Hulu is also back with one of its most popular series, with Season 3 of The Handmaid's Tale released this week.
Heresy. That's what you get punished for. Not for being part of the resistance. Because officially, there is no resistance.
Elizabeth Moss stars in the series that explores a world in which women are oppressed, and her character begins the plans of a revolution.
If I'm going to change things, I'm going to need allies. Allies with power.
Blessed be the fruit. Hi.
Season 3 of The Handmaid's Tale is available to stream on Hulu now.
Bomb's already taken out cables. Bomber wants $3 million or he blows the emergency brakes.
Anything else that'll keep this elevator from falling?
The basement.
Finally, this week marks the 25-year anniversary of Speed.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
There's a bomb on a bus. Once the bus goes 50 miles an hour, the bomb is armed. If it drops below 50, it blows up. What do you do? What do you do?
Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock star in the film in which they must outwit a madman who has planted a bomb on a bus.
We just got a ransom demand from your terrorist. Says he's rigged the city bus. Where's Jack?
Where do you think?
Stay on or get off.
Get off.
This is much better.
Speed is available to rent or buy everywhere now. Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch. And this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
I don't know about you, but it's been far too long since I've seen that. Well, there's much more news ahead on News 3 Now. Next, we're running through the morning's top stories, including how you can build your family on a budget with pet adoption fees waived this weekend. Plus, 75 years later, we're honoring the heroes that landed on the beaches of Normandy and the man who helped save many of those soldiers' lives. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Right now, every man a hero, especially this one. Meet the man with a perspective on D-Day only a survivor can share 75 years after that historic battle.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning. It's June 8th. I'm Christina Laurie. We'll get a check of your first alert forecast with Chris in just a second. But first, let's get you caught up on what's making news this morning. What started as a porch fire caused quite the scene in Verona overnight. If you live near Locust Drive on the far south side of town, this is why you probably heard sirens just after 11 o'clock. Units from Verona, Belleville, and Oregon's fire departments all responded to that fire, which spread from the porch to other parts of the house. We're told there is significant damage this morning to the large home, which is in a newer neighborhood. Also in Verona, a horse is dead after a crash on County Road PB at Wesner Lane just before 10 o'clock Friday. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says no one was injured in that crash, but that the horse had to be put down. It's 608 day. From music festivals and wine tastings to ice cream flights and laser tag. Everywhere you go this weekend, you'll see things to do and eat for just $6.08. The day is meant to help people kick off summer locally by celebrating and enjoying what makes Madison and the 608 area a great place to live. If you'd like to get a head start on planning your day, you can find a full list of 608 day deals on our website, channel3000.com. And if your kids have been begging you for that new family pet, now may be the perfect time to finally give in. In honor of Adopt a Cat Month, the Dane County Humane Society is offering reduced adoption fees right now. Today and tomorrow, adult cats are $10, young adult cats are $30, and kittens are $75. You can adopt a cat from the Humane Society's main shelter over on Vogues Road. Now here's meteorologist Chris Reese with your Saturday forecast. Hi,
Good morning, Christina. Folks who are headed out to the farmers market, be prepared for an absolutely fantastic day. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-50s. We're going to be warming up into likely the mid-70s by the time we get you towards lunchtime. And we'll even see those highs into the low 80s. It's an absolutely spectacular sunrise coming above the horizon right now. My word, I could stare at that all morning long. That is a sign of just how beautiful the day is going to be. Again, 55 right now. Winds are calm. Where the wind is blowing, it's coming out of the east, right off the lake. So that's keeping some of those temperatures a little bit cooler. But we're all in the 40s and 50s this morning, though some low 60s are starting to show up around Platteville and Mineral Point. As we go through the next 12 hours, here we are. We're warming on up, 76 by noon. We'll top out right around 81 for highs later on today. And that's ultimately just going to be fantastic. Traffic-wise, if you're headed out, whether you're going to the Susan G. Coleman More Than Pink Walk or towards the farmers market, the Beltline is all smooth this morning. No issues showing up. Just, of course, a few areas of construction on the Beltline and downtown. But don't let that stop you from getting out to enjoy this beautiful weekend that we have in store. Christina?
No traffic, great weather. You're the man of the day, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks. After 5 fossilist years, the T-Rex is roaring back to the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History this weekend. The exhibit reopens later this morning, but first we're getting a sneak peek. Inside, it features more than 700 fossils, including everything from giant dinosaurs like the T-Rex to reptiles and mammals and fossilized plants and insects. The museum says the exhibit tells the story of 3.7 billion years of life on Earth. Renovations there cost $110 million. Now, around Wisconsin, you can commemorate this week's 75th anniversary of D-Day by seeing artifacts that were actually there. The Wisconsin Veterans Museum has a temporary exhibit up featuring a jacket, boots, and a helmet that were worn during the invasion of Normandy. They were worn by Milwaukee native Martin Gutkuntz on June 6, 1944. The Navy radio man was 27 years old at the time. The display includes his account of what happened that day, as well as a video and oral history of the attack. It will be on display in the lobby of the museum through the end of the month. And the EAA Air Venture Museum in Oshkosh is full of activities marking this week in history. A display takes visitors through World War II with vintage items, many donated to the museum by veterans themselves. The D-Day exhibit is designed to give a historical perspective, allowing veterans to share their stories with future generations. As mentioned, this week marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day, and we are sharing the stories of the heroes who fought in that historic battle. More than 150,000 American, British, and Canadian soldiers all landed on the beaches of Normandy June 6, 1944. As 23-year-old Army medic Ray Lambert saved many of their lives that day, despite being injured himself. He's now written a book called Every Man a Hero. Jan Crawford visited him at his home in North Carolina.
It was very crowded, cold, guys were seasick.
Ray Lambert was in the front of a cramped Higgins boat as it approached the shores of Normandy on June 6, 1944.
The weather was terrible.
Just a miserable day.
He was 23 years old, a hardscrabble country boy from Alabama turned Army medic. He and his brother Bill enlisted in the war, and both were heading to Omaha. They talked just before the landing crafts launched.
We were both married, and we agreed that if anything happened to either one of us, that the other one would take care of our wife. And I had a son that I'd never seen.
The greatest sea-land duel in history.
The horror of that day began well before Lambert's boat reached the shore. He could hear the bullets.
As we got in close enough, we could see dead guys on the beach.
It is an infantryman's nightmare.
Lambert took a bullet through the elbow just as the landing craft's ramp opened to deposit the men. He didn't stop.
There was a guy just to my right that was obviously drowning. He had all his equipment on. That was the first person that I helped.
Lambert saved at least 15 men on D-Day, pulling many of them to shore and seeking shelter behind a large rock.
How did you keep going?
You really didn't have a choice there. You either drown or you move forward.
He kept going after shrapnel later tore through his thigh, and then while working to save another soldier, the two suddenly were pinned under the ramp of a boat bringing in more Americans.
You had that conscious thought?
Yes.
This was it?
That's when I asked God to give me one more chance to save this guy's life.
You didn't pray for your life?
Well, I was thinking of the guy I had.
Miraculously, the ramp suddenly lifted. Lambert saved his man, but his own back was broken, and he dragged himself ashore, looking down the beach before losing consciousness.
Look at the water. It has a way of soothing your pain.
Lambert, now 98, says even at the time, the soldiers understood the Normandy invasion was pivotal to winning the war.
We knew that this was either do or die situation.
Lambert and his brother made it out alive.
You didn't bring back a lot with you. Memories.
The front room in Lambert's North Carolina home is where he keeps pictures and awards. Most of what he had during the war was lost in battle, but he doesn't need objects to remember.
There's hardly a day goes by that I haven't thought of some soldier or some incident that happened.
You've had a wonderful life, and you got back and you got to meet your son, and you had more children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. But do you ever think your men, the ones that didn't make it, they wanted to have a great life too?
Those guys that are buried out there in front of us, the guys that gave so much, young guys, never had homes, never had families, never get to play ball with their children or their son. And so that was one of the, now you make me cry.
Lambert has gone back to Omaha several times since that day 75 years ago, and the rock where his men took shelter has been named Ray's Rock. He's been reluctant to share his story until now.
I felt, that someone would say, gee, Ray thinks he was a great hero or something like that. I'm not. I'm a veteran.
He decided to speak for his fellow soldiers who no longer can. The title of Lambert's book says it all, aptly named Every Man a Hero.
When we were talking about a name for the book, and the name came up, Ray Lambert, the hero. And so I said, no, every man is a hero, not me.
Now, Lambert came home to his wife, met his 3-year-old son. He built a successful business. He's got a loving extended family. But he said not a day of his life has gone by that he doesn't think of June 6, 1944. Jan Crawford, CBS News, Washington.
Thank you to everyone who served that day and continues to serve our country. Now the time is 5:39. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, we've got you covered. From a Beatles-themed palooza geared towards kids to a beer and cheese festival that's just about as Wisconsin as it gets. Your Weekend 608 is next on News 3 Now this morning.
Now listen, if my man Fluffles can get outside and have a beautiful day, so can you. It's going to be a spectacular weekend, and we are watching the sun rise as we speak. Christina, I can't get over that. I really can't. Winds still coming out of the east in some spots. Temperatures mainly in the 40s and 50s as we plan the day. Watch the temperatures jump. 76 by the time we get you towards lunch. We're going to see those highs into the low 80s again this afternoon. If you have those outdoor plans, take advantage of it. Let's figure out what's going on in the Weekend 608 as well.
Yeah, well, it's the weekend in the 608, and on top of 608 Day, here's a look at what's happening around town. First up, what could be more Wisconsin than starting the day on a farm? In honor of June Dairy Month, today is the Dane County Breakfast on the Farm. It's hosted by Klondike Farm over in Brooklyn. Your whole family can enjoy a great homemade breakfast. Sounds really good. Barn tours and kids events, all while learning about life on a farm. If you go, you're asked to park at Madison's International Speedway in Oregon. Take the free shuttle over to the farm.
And pack your dancing shoes, hop in the car, and head to New Glarus. Polka Fest does continue today with music and dancing contest also, part of this is the town's Beer, Bacon, and Cheese Fest. I was looking for Broughton there. From 1 until 5 o'clock, you can enjoy a sample of some of Wisconsin's favorite flavors.
Well, back in Madison, a neighborhood tradition continues on the east side. The 30th annual Marquette Waterfront Festival brings music to 2 stages in Yahara Place Park on the shore of Lake Monona this weekend. There you can find music galore plus Fool's Flotilla, which is a fun mass paddling event on the Yahara River. If you've never seen that, you should. Food and drink vendors and a kids game area make this festival fun for the whole family.
And the sounds of jazz music do continue all weekend and through the week ahead. Oh, and next weekend, it just keeps going thanks to the Isthmus Jazz Festival. The weekend provides several different locations for musicians to showcase their talents. You can find a full schedule on isthmusjazzfestival.com.
And a little Beatles inspiration for the kids in case you're still coming off that Paul McCartney high from Thursday night. A good one. The Madison Children's Museum is hosting their 7th annual Summer Palooza featuring free admission to the museum, a kid-oriented Beatles cover band, games, and a parade around the Capitol Square. That's today from 10 until 2.
And as always, you can pick up a copy of this month's Madison magazine for all of the best going on right here in the Madison area.
Well, it's just about 5:45, and it's the perfect day for any of these festivals, fairs, and food events we just told you about.
Yeah, but not to be a downer, things are going to change. You're looking live outside. Your full forecast is coming up on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday.
But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture right here on News 3 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the weekend, folks. What a beautiful day it is starting across south central Wisconsin. We're continuing to watch that sunrise this morning. Again, a live look looking towards the east from the station down towards downtown. 55 degrees right now. Winds are calm. Where the winds are blowing, they're coming out of the east off the lake. It's keeping some of those temperatures a little bit cooler, but still the 40s and 50s are showing up for everyone. 60s show up as you work your way towards the west. Mineral Point at 61 right now. La Crosse at 64, and then on the contrary, Camp Douglas and Black River Falls at 46 degrees right now. No cloud cover at all. Plenty of sunshine across the upper Midwest. Where we do find cloud cover, you have to go all the way towards northern Minnesota, back through Fargo and into parts of South Dakota. That's all a part of a cold front that'll gradually push this direction. That does mean we'll see some rain chances towards the second half of the weekend. But for now, this high pressure does stay in control. That keeps that sunshine around today. Winds coming more southerly as we get you into the afternoon. That's going to help keep things very warm as well. Watch how the rain chances start to move on in. One, there's a disturbance down south. That's going to usher up some cloud cover this direction, especially once we get that southerly wind in play later on this afternoon. Then the cold front comes in. That sweeps everything out by the time we get you towards Sunday night. Pay attention as a region of high pressure begins to develop towards the west. That's going to set up shop as we go into Monday and Tuesday, keeping the weather on the nicer side of the spectrum for us. So let's go ahead and take you hour by hour through the weekend. This is lunchtime today. Temperatures will be into the upper 70s at that point. By 4 o'clock, that's when we'll see those highs. And again, it's going to be in the low 80s. Because I think some cloud cover may try to filter in here, and broken cloud cover, you'll still see some sunshine with it. But because I do think we're going to get a little bit of cloud cover, that's why I do think our temperatures are going to be just a couple degrees cooler than they were yesterday. More cloud cover arrives overnight. 3:30 in the morning, the rain starts to arrive from the south. Here we are at 6:30 tomorrow morning. Still some shower chances around, and they're going to stick around throughout the day. But notice they're all splotchy in nature until that cold front comes on through, finally bringing in some drier weather, not just through Monday, but we're talking once we get through a little rain chance on Tuesday and Wednesday, more dry weather comes back into the picture. That's going to last until we get you towards next weekend as well. So we're looking at ultimately a fairly benign forecast, plenty of sunshine in there, and those rain chances are going to be quick hitters. They just come in and they come out. Most of them are going to be overnight as well, and then we get to enjoy the sunshine.
And more importantly, today is 608 day, so people have no excuse not to get out and
I'm going to be outside today. We've got to take advantage of everything, especially a lot of folks, I think, have felt cooped up for so long. So now is the time to spread your wings and fly.
And we'll pretend like it's work.
Yeah.
We have to go outside, boss.
Yes.
Sorry. Well, we've been asking you to share your morning with us. Jim Bradley sent us this taken on the Ice Age Trail in Dane County. It's the Frederickton Cabin. Well, thanks for sharing, Jim. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it up on our Channel 3000 Facebook page or on Twitter using the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We'll share our favorites right here on the program. We'll stick with News 3 all day long. Coming up in our 8 o'clock hour, we're turning the studio pink, literally. Heading out to this morning's More Than Pink Walk to check in with the fierce survivors, fighters, and thrivers who've either battled or beat breast cancer. But first, we're heading backstage at Broadway's biggest night. A behind-the-scenes look of this year's Tony Awards, which you can watch tomorrow right here on News 3 Now. What host James Corden is saying about the show. Find out just ahead. Welcome back. Finally this morning, it's a competitive Tony Awards this year, and we can expect a lot of surprises tomorrow night.
That's right. Laura Podesta chatted with host James Corden about what he's most excited and nervous about.
It's showtime. From movie adaptations to a jukebox musical. This year's Tony Awards are eclectic and competitive. The original musical Hadestown leads the pack with 14 nominations. And some familiar faces could be gracing the stage. Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad fame is breaking news in Network and nominated for leading actor in a play. So is Adam Driver, who stars in Burn This. Annette Bening might be taking home her first Tony for her role in All My Sons. She's up against contenders like back-to-back winner Laurie Metcalf. We asked host James Corden for his prediction.
There's a play called The Ferryman, which is written by a playwright called Jez Butterworth, who I think is quite possibly the best writer alive.
Butterworth will be taking on theater darling Heidi Schreck. She both wrote and stars in What the Constitution Means to Me.
The right to brush your teeth. Yes, you've got it. But how long do we want this document to be?
Much of the show is being kept under wraps, but Corden says expect a big opening number, and he'll be singing.
A new song, an original song, you know, I don't know, it's just terrifying. It's live, you know.
Even this star gets stage fright, telling us he's looking forward to the final bow.
I'll either cry because it's gone so badly, or I'll just sort of see my wife and go, oh, we got away with it.
Tune in Sunday to see if he pulls it off. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Radio City Music Hall.
There are also some neat firsts at this year's awards. The first nominee in a wheelchair and the first African-American man to be nominated for 2 separate acting awards in the same season. That's Jeremy Pope, who people are calling Broadway's MVP.
Wow, gonna be a fun night if you're watching the Tonys, but before you watch the Tonys, please get outside, because tomorrow it's going to be raining and you want to enjoy it today while it's out there. 81 degrees though as we head towards your high this afternoon. I wouldn't be surprised to see temperatures nudge just a couple degrees warmer either, but I do think we'll see at least some cloud cover trying to filter in later on this afternoon. In the meantime, here's Piper in McFarland, looking like a good boy or good girl, whatever that dog may be. Absolutely beautiful. If you are walking your dog at 3 o'clock this afternoon, expect plenty of sun, so pack the sunscreen as well. We don't want the steamed lobster bods out there from all the, redness.
Have a great morning, everyone. Enjoy the farmer's market. Get outside.